Hey guys, this is Sports with Dylan. It is now the middle of the 2023 NFL season, which means it is time for my second NFL mock draft. These are entirely based on my own prospect rankings, updated weekly, and my own predicted draft order. Sure, the Giants do have plenty of other needs, but Daniel Jones has never been a superstar quarterback, especially this year when he's absolutely sucked. And then he just tore his ACL, which is a major injury. It is tough to come back from that. Some players never play the same off of that. So, with the first overall pick, you'd be an idiot not to go for generational talent, Caleb Williams. One of the best quarterbacks, I think, in college of all time. Now, it is possible the Giants decide to stick with Jones, and then they would trade back for this pick. But whoever has the number 1 overall pick is selecting Caleb Williams. No question about it. The Cardinals can pretty much just go best player available here, because they have every single need you can think of. So, with their own pick, why not go for a superstar receiver in Marvin Harrison, the highest receiver to be selected since Calvin Johnson? It's tough to say what the Patriots will do. Another team, just like the Giants, where they have a quarterback, and I'm not sure what's going to happen to Mac Jones right now. Maybe the Patriots go on a winning streak to close off the season, Mac Jones plays well, and they give him another year. It's only his 3rd season this year. But so far this season, he has not played well. And the Patriots are sitting here with the 3rd overall pick. So I think it would be wise to go for Drake May, a future star quarterback on the Patriots. Kirk Cousins was playing amazing football this year, but then sadly he ended up tearing his Achilles. He's also a 36-year-old pending unrestricted free agent, which means the Vikings have to draft a new quarterback in this draft. Maybe they do re-sign Kirk Cousins for a year and have him mentor Bo Nix, but you cannot run with Kirk Cousins forever. If there's a good quarterback option here for the Raiders, I'd go for it, because I think they could use a quarterback, especially after benching Jimmy Garoppolo. But we'll see. Maybe they'll find someone in free agency again, or maybe they'll decide to give Aiden O'Connell another year if he shows enough promise. Given that there isn't a great quarterback option right here, then I just go for the best player available, which is Jared Verse. Imagine him lining up to Max Crosby every week. The Commanders are another team that could very well draft a quarterback. It's tough to say. Sam Howell has shown plenty of flashes this season, but he's also had his down moments. But given that, once again, not a great quarterback option here, then why not give Sam Howell another year and instead strengthen his offensive line so he gets hit less often with Olu Fashanu. The Titans have a couple of star pending unrestricted free agents. So why not go for Dallas Turner, someone who will strengthen this defense for years to come. With Kenny Moore heading into free agency and the secondary already being a weakness on the Colts, then why not go for Kool-Aid McKinstry? By the way, coolest name of all time. And I think he is going to be a star in Indianapolis. I'm predicting the Bears to give Justin Fields another year. I think he's played well enough to justify it, honestly. So why not instead go for another weapon for him in Emeka Egbuka, who I am excited to watch with Justin Fields, 2 Ohio State players. Here's another team that could end up drafting a quarterback. Matthew Stafford has struggled with injuries in the past couple of years, and he's also getting up there in age. But the fact that they have the 10th overall pick means he did play well enough on a bad team. So I suspect they'll give him another year, and instead strengthen the offensive line with Joe Alt. The Cardinals are here picking again, this time with the Texans pick. Once again, they can kind of just go best player available because they have a weakness at every single position. So why not go for Jerzen Newton, who could end up being the next Aaron Donald in the division. Here's another team that I almost want to have a quarterback for. Hear me out on this one. I know Aaron Rodgers was traded for just last offseason, but he tore his Achilles right away, and he's 39 years old. It's tough to come back from Achilles injury, especially at that age. I'm sure he'll try to come back, but will he ever play the same way? I'm not sure. In that case, it might be wise to have a quarterback option. However, as mentioned multiple times, there isn't a great quarterback option right here. So why not instead go for a weapon for Aaron Rodgers or potentially a new young quarterback they could draft in the second round with Brock Bowers. Bears here again, this time with their actual pick. As you can see, given that they're picking this late, I do expect Justin Fields to pick up the pace. So, like I said, I think they'll give him another year. But why not give him another weapon in a running back with Blake Corum? This is going to be a fun Bears offense next year. The fact that they let in 70 points from the Dolphins should be an indicator that they could use a bit of help on defense. So why not go for JT Tuimoloau? Baker Mayfield has been slightly better than I expected this season, as in, he hasn't been benched yet. But he's still not playing great. So why not draft a new quarterback with Jordan Travis from Florida State? David Bakhtiari struggled with injuries a lot as of late, and the Packers' offensive line as a whole is a weakness. So why not go for an offensive lineman with J.C. Latham? Honestly, this Steelers team was a surprisingly tough pick. They don't have any major noticeable weaknesses because they have new young players stepping in. But I figured this defense is already good, but why not make it even better with a new linebacker in Jeremiah Trotter? The Texans' defense is playing surprisingly well this season, but why not add another superstar in Barrett Carter? Desmond Ridder just did not work out as the Falcons' starting quarterback, and Taylor Heineke is not a long-term option. So, why not draft the fifth and final quarterback of the first round with Michael Penix, who I think could very well be a star on this Atlanta Falcons team. After the J.C. Jackson signing clearly did not work out and they traded him away, there is a hole in the Chargers secondary. So why not fix that hole with Kalen King? Another team that if there was a quarterback available, I would go for it. Geno Smith just hasn't played that well as of late. And he is on a team-friendly deal, so he could easily be released or he could help mentor this new rookie quarterback. And that is a possibility for the second round. But in this first round, why not go for a defensive star in Laitu Latu? Sure, they drafted defensive linemen in the first two rounds of the draft last year, but why not go for another defensive lineman in Demoyan Chop Robinson? This guy is so fun to watch on the college field, and I hope he plays the exact same way on the NFL field. Another defensive lineman. Josh Allen is playing like a superstar this season. However, he is a pending unrestricted free agent. Trayvon Walker and Devin Lloyd just haven't quite developed as hoped. So why not add another defensive lineman in the mix with Mason Smith? I cannot stress enough how much the Dolphins need offensive line help. It's ridiculous. They need it very badly, especially with injuries mounting up. So why not go for Amarius Mims, the Georgia offensive tackle? The Bills have a couple different directions they could go here. Honestly, it's tough to pick one, but I decided to go for the offensive line with Kingsley Suamataia. Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins are both pending unrestricted free agents. So why not go for a new superstar LSU receiver for Joe Burrow in Malik Nabers? Him, Jamar Chase, and Joe Burrow on the same NFL field is going to be so fun to watch. The Cowboys are another tough team to pick, but I went for Leonard Taylor to strengthen this defense for Dan Quinn or whoever the new defensive coordinator of the Cowboys, if Dan Quinn takes the head coaching job, even more. The Lions are another surprisingly tough team to point out a strong weakness, but I decided to go with the defensive line again with Chris Jenkins, another Michigan product for that Lions defensive line. Him and Aiden Hutchinson are going to tear up opposing offenses for years to come. Maybe the Chiefs should have learned better after drafting a running back last time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the first round who just did not work out. But Travion Henderson is different. He will be a star on this Chiefs team, and he is going to help a lot. This was the hardest team in the entire mock draft to point out a weakness. It's impossible, really. There are so many strengths to the Eagles, which such good drafting as of late, that I can't figure out, honestly. But, as of right now, DeAndre Swift is a pending, unrestricted free agent. So, why not go for a running back in the first round, I guess? I could totally see the Eagles going in a different direction. We'll have to see when this actually comes, because I'm not very sure of this pick right now. This Ravens team is playing better than I expected this year, and I had high expectations for this Ravens team already. But why not go for a new offensive lineman? With Ronnie Stanley just not being the same after all his injuries, Morgan Moses getting up there in age, John Simpson not being a reliable option, Kevin Zeiler going into free agency, then the only solid option left is Tyler Linderbaum at center. So why not grab someone else in Graham Barton? Yep, I have the 49ers winning the Super Bowl. Despite a couple of tough losses as of late, I think the new addition of Chase Young is going to push this defense to another level, ripping up opposing offenses. But after winning the Super Bowl, what do you do next? There are two positions the 49ers could very well go for. Either the secondary or the offensive line. Pretty much just flip a coin to see. But since Denzel Burke is only the third person from the secondary to go off the board, then I figured go for him instead of an offensive lineman you can grab in the second round. But anyways, that is the mock draft for now. We will have to see what actually happens in a long time. But first, we'll actually see if my draft order is remotely right, which it probably won't be. But for now, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys again soon.